Wonderful. Welcome, ladies, to the last call of can't talk today. Welcome to the last call of level 2. I am so proud of all of you. I'm so excited for all of you. You have literally reached, 10 weeks in, you are where you couldn't even imagine that you couldn't have been here 10 weeks ago, right? So 10 weeks ago, it was all the nerves, it was all the doubts, it was like, can I do this? It was like, will I do this? It was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. And so I just want you to take a moment today to really let that sink in, like feel into it that you have reached a milestone, you have completed the program, you have reached a point that you didn't know really. There were a lot of you weren't sure if you're going to make it or not. All the, coming into this program, even just signing up for this program, you weren't sure where you were going to be 10 weeks in. But regardless of where you are now, 10 weeks in, you are not the same person you were 10 weeks ago. You are not the same person you were physically, mentally, emotionally, as you are now. You have learned to understand your body. You have learned to take stock of your thoughts and your emotions. You have learned the power of food. You have learned and understood how food can either be powerful and healing, or it can be detrimental and creating disease. You have literally gone through that process. Now, each one of you has gone through the process very, very differently because we're all individuals. We don't have the same circumstances. We don't have the same situations in our lives. We don't have the same mindsets, right? Not all of us had the same mindset work that we needed to do, but everybody's exactly where they need to be. So there is no right or wrong. There is no comparison. There isn't, oh, I should have done this, or why didn't I do this? Where you are right now is exactly where you needed to be. Having gone through this program was literally just like, we just scratched the surface, right? We literally just scratched the surface. It was just an introduction. By no means and by no stretch of the imagination and by no measure is level 1 mean you're complete, even if you are complete with level 1, because healing never ends. Like, we never reach a point in our healing where we say, oh, I'm done healing. You might slowly reverse and completely eliminate symptoms. So you might reach a point where you can say, right, I don't have night sweats anymore. I've done blood tests, and you know what, my thyroid is functioning normally again. So you might reach that point. And definitely, if you continue to eat in this way, and if you are somebody who needs to monitor your body using blood tests to see where certain levels of hormones are at, you will see that shift if you continue. If you're somebody who's just using your own symptoms as your own barometer, and then you start to see the symptoms disappear, then definitely, yes, I can say I don't get night sweats anymore. I can say I don't have insomnia anymore. So there are goalposts in your healing, but just because you reach one goalpost doesn't mean that the goalpost doesn't keep moving, right? So you get rid of night sweats, you get rid of insomnia, you get rid of migraines, you get rid of PMS, you get rid of cravings. But once you do that, then the goalpost moves again, and you create a different goal for yourself. Maybe not one that's centered around your physical self, but because once you've healed your physical self, then your mental and emotional self like literally starts to wake up, and it's like, what can I do for myself now? What can I do now that I don't have any physical issues? So you set another goal for yourself, and then you reach it, and then you're never done. You reach that goal and you create another goal for yourself. So healing, when we're talking about healing of mind, body, and soul, it's an ongoing process. And even when you're done healing physically, you're not going to say, oh, well, you know what? I'm all done now. I don't have any more physical issues. So I'm going to go back to eating the inflammatory foods because I'm good now. Let me go back and have my bread every day. Let me go back and have my tea with milk every single day. Let me go back and have my melted cheese sandwich every day. You don't say that, right? Because you have gone through that process and you've healed. So it's all about looking forward, and it's all about figuring out what that next goal is for you based on where you're at right now. I remember when I did my very, very first detox, and some of you heard this story. That was 10 years ago. It was just another diet for me at the time. The only reason I did it was so that I was desperate again in a long vicious cycle of dieting. It was just a new diet. that's all it was for me, right? I had gone to all the doctors, done everything, done Atkins and done South Beach and I've done it all. And then all of a sudden this new thing popped up. It was called a detox. And for me, I was like, okay, so this is the new way to lose weight. And that's all it was. And for many people, that's all it is at first. And it can be, but unfortunately sort of marketed as this quick way to lose weight, which completely misses the bigger picture of why we detox and why we live the detox life, which is to heal. And as many times as I may repeat this story, detoxing and doing that first detox, because I wanted to lose weight, I didn't know it at the time what it was going to do, literally changed the trajectory of my life. When I detoxed and I got rid of physical symptoms that I had tried all the conventional ways to get rid of, and I wasn't getting rid of them, it was like this veil was like a fog, brain fog, literally was lifted, and I could suddenly see myself and I could see my potential and everything cleared up. So don't underestimate the power of a detox, and don't just think of it as a way to lose weight, because you are then really you're undermining your own potential. You're undermining your own physical potential and your own mental and emotional potential with this process. And so right now, you've just, like I said, scratched the surface. You are literally just beginning to understand how powerful food is when it comes to healing you, and then understanding that you have power over your body. If you have gone through the process and you're starting to reverse symptoms, and you're starting to clear brain fog, and you're starting to see your potential, and you're starting to recognize yourself a little bit more than before, that's you taking back your power. And once you've taken back your power, nobody can take that away from you. So I invite you to stand in your power today. Stand in the power of all of your accomplishments in the last 10 weeks, and stand in your power of how you're going to move forward with this. Don't take yourself out of the game. Some of you are messaging me and saying, oh, I don't know if I want to go to level 2 or not. Don't take yourself out of the game, right? Because taking yourself out of the game is the first way. Well, that's how doubt creeps in, right? And that's how you start to lose consistency. And that's how you start to lose the practice. And that's definitely how you lose the guidance and the support to move forward. So I can't be in your corner. I can't help you. I can't be your guide. I can't see your blind spots if you decide to take yourself out of the game. So don't take yourself out of the game. One time I took myself out of the game. So, and this is why I learned the lesson the hard way. So, and it wasn't around health. Like, each one of us has their thing that they need help with. Once I got over my health issues, I have a health coach. I check in with her all the time. So like every 3 or 4 months, I have to check in with her. But when I first started business coaching, because I didn't know how to be, I knew how to be a health coach. I didn't know how to get clients so that I could be a health coach. And so I started working with a business coach, because remember, if there's something that you need to do, something that you need to do in your life, if there's something that you need to take yourself forward in, and you don't quite know how to do it, you don't quite have the steps, you need to work with somebody who's already done what you want to do. So I started working with this business coach, and that was in 2016. And I had no idea that there was even such a thing as a business coach at the time, but I was very excited to learn. I was very open to learn. And her program was a 1-year program, and it was very, very intense. And it was an international online program for women coaches from all over the world. And we got to meet with her in different places, international cities all over the world, 4 times a year. So we would do all the work online. It was like, I don't think I've ever worked that hard as I worked that first year. Modules, training calls, modules. And then every 3 months we would go meet in a city. So that first year we went to Paris, we went to Florence, we went to Miami, and we went to LA. And it was completely mind-blowing what she taught me. And by the end of the first year, I was like, right, I've learned a lot. There's all these modules, I've implemented stuff, but you know what? I don't think I'm done yet. Like, I don't think I'm done learning from her yet. So I signed up for a second year and I worked with her for another year. And then at the end of the second year, I qualified to go into her mastermind. So I wasn't going to repeat what I had done the past 2 years. She had a higher level mastermind. I qualified for that. So of course I went in, I had done the work and I deserved to be in this mastermind. At the end of the third year of working with her, I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm done here. I've learned so much from her. Yes, I've implemented a lot. Yes, I've done a lot, but there's also some things I haven't gotten around to. Like there's so much information that I actually haven't gotten around to doing everything that she told me to do. So you know what I'm going to do? And this was at the end of 2018, like the beginning of 2019. And I was thinking, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to work with her? Am I going to work with another coach? Like, what am I going to do this year after having spent 3 years, not only having a mentor and having a guide, but also being in a community of women? So I didn't know anybody in my life who was a coach. Right now, there's lots and lots of coaches everywhere, and I know some of them, but in my personal life, I didn't have a friend who was a coach. I didn't have nobody. My only community was in this group, in this program. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to just take a break 1 year, and she's there and her program is there and all these other coaches are there. I'll come back to this, after this year. Let me just take a break from coaching this year. And the biggest mistake of my life, but I mean, we learn from mistakes, right? So I didn't sign up with her. I didn't sign up with anybody else. And from January until August, there was zero growth in my business. Zero. I want to say there was also a little bit of a dip. Nothing. I had all the information. I knew exactly what to do. And I had spent 3 years growing, consistently growing. And then all of a sudden, January to August of 2019, nothing. No growth. Zero growth. I was spinning my wheels. And I remember, if some of you have been following me long enough, that was the summer we moved to Toronto as a family. And in August, I was like, okay, it was August. I could have easily just finished the year off and said, right, let me just start with somebody fresh in January. But I knew the power of being guided, the power of having a mentor, the power of being in community. And so I decided, right, I didn't want this coach that I had been working with, she was offering some other things. And for whatever reason, it just didn't align with me at the time. But I had made the decision that I was going to put myself back in the game. And instantly the next day, one of the coaches who used to work under her had stopped working with her and become an independent coach, and I had a relationship with her, and I was like, and she started offering something, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to work with her. And I signed up within 2 days. Like, it didn't take me that long to think about it. And since then, that was August of 2019, I have been working with I have not been without a coach, and I've added coaches. So she's a business coach, and I have a mindset coach. And like I said, I have my health coach. My health coach, I just checked in with her 2 months ago because something was a little bit off after the summer with me. For some reason, I couldn't sleep again. For some reason, I was like waking up in the middle of the night, and I was doing all the things and doing everything right. But you just need somebody who is a few steps ahead of you to be able to see your blind spots. And even a health coach has blind spots. So I said, you know what, I need a call. There's just a couple of things that need to be tweaked. I think there's something that's not quite working. And so we had our call, talk. At the end of which she said, you're taking your supplements, aren't you? I said, yeah, of course. She's like, when are you taking your supplements? I'm like, I take them all in the morning after my smoothie, because if I don't take them all at the same time after my smoothie, I forget. Like, it just has to be an all-in-one shot. And she said, are you also taking your magnesium at the same time as all your other supplements? I said, yeah, I just take everything at once. She's like, all right, take the magnesium before bed. I said, okay. Took the magnesium before bed, problem solved. That's simple. But sometimes you need somebody else to see it for you, right? And like I said, when you're trying to move forward, whether in your health, whether in your business, whether in your life, whether in your relationship, it doesn't matter what it is, you need to go to whoever's already done it and whoever has already been where you want to be. something that has, and here's how I prepared for next year. So of course I'm working with my coach again, signed up with her. This last year also I worked with a video coach, I forgot to mention. So I had a mindset coach, a business coach, a video coach, and my longstanding health coach. So maybe last month, I was thinking, right, so I'm getting ready for next year. Who do I want to be next year? What are my goals for next year? Whether that's health, whether that's business, like what are my goals? And if I already knew how to reach those goals, well, then they wouldn't be goals because I'd already be there. So I decided definitely I'm signing up with my business coach again. I feel complete with my video coach. It was intense training this past year. I don't need to move into that again. But based on what I have been learning from my programs, I'm coaching my own ladies. And this is something we do in level 2. In level 2, we talk about relationships. In level 2, I believe it's in module 7, we talk about boosting your sex drive. We talk about boosting your libido because it's so important for women. And it's one of those things that if you lose it, everybody tells you it's normal, it's okay. It's not normal and it's not okay. So we talk about that in module 8, and we talk about relationships, and we talk about communication in relationships, and we talk about understanding the difference between the feminine and the masculine energies. And so all of these conversations happen, but I've been trained to an extent to have these conversations as a coach, but I reached a point where I felt like the conversations were getting a little bit out of my scope of practice, and that I wasn't able to provide the ladies in level 2 with as much as I can in terms of coaching around that. And especially as women, our relationships with our spouses, with our partners are so key. So what did I do? And what I'm so excited that I'm going to be doing next year is I've signed up to be certified as a love, relationship, and sex coach. So I saw a gap in my own work. And of course, it's going to benefit me as a woman too. It's going to benefit me as Dana, right? But I'm going to learn about it for myself, and I'm going to become certified to be able to coach it. So when I say, there was no way I could have imagined 10 years ago that I would want to, much less be enrolled in a program to learn how to be a love and relationship and sex coach. But there it is. The goalpost kept moving. So I did my first detox, totally got rid of everything that was holding me back. I got the epiphany to become a health coach. I became a health coach. I started becoming a health coach, working on my own, thinking that my business is just going to be, it's just going to be this little thing where I help people. And then I realized, no, I want to work and I want to expand and I want to have a huge impact and I want to grow this. So I work with a business coach, and she shows me how to create different higher goals every single year. And then every single year I learn something else. And then I become certified in detoxing, and I become certified in how to heal hormones. And then I'm going to become certified in how to help you rebuild your relationship. So the goalpost never ends. It's never going to be a point where I'm done learning, I'm done healing, all the time I'm tweaking my health, right? So don't take yourself out of the game. Don't take yourself after you've done all of this work in the past 10 weeks. Don't let your critter brain again, because your critter brain basically right now is seeing that you have made progress and you've challenged him. Have you sort of quieted him down? You've shut him up for the past 10 weeks to get through level 1, but now you want to get to level 2. So it's like, oh, this is my chance. She thinks she's going to do something new and different again. Right. Let me just stop her now. You didn't finish everything in level 1. You don't have time for this. You're not really healed. You know what? You're not the other ladies have finished stuff and you haven't. I think you should just stay back and just repeat level 1. That's what your critter brain is doing now, because again, you've triggered him. He's scared. You want to move out of your comfort zone again. So the critter brain, we know what he loves. He loves to stay small. He loves to stay safe. He loves where everything is familiar, because right now, level 1 is familiar to you. The process in level 1 is familiar. What are we going to do in level 2? Not so familiar. It's another challenge. Then it said something about an advanced liver cleanse. Then it said something about, accountability partners. She said something about one-on-one calls with her. All of these are different levels, different things that we haven't done in level 1. And so the brain is freaking out again. And it's coming up with all the different excuses for you. So I'm going to invite you to sit down with your critter brain and listen to what your critter brain is telling you and see if it's actually true. Because if the critter brain is telling you, well, you know what, you never even finished level 1, well, you can either listen to the critter brain and say, yeah, you're right, I haven't finished level 1, or you can say, you know what, maybe I didn't finish everything in level 1, but you know what, I have until January 9th. I have until January 9th. Let me see what I haven't finished in level 1. I didn't finish. One of the ladies I was talking to yesterday said she still hasn't read module 4. I haven't read module 4. Okay, today's December 13th. I have from December 13th to January 9th to read module 4. That's how you overcome the critter brain. But if your critter brain is telling you, you still really haven't learned anything in level 1, and you kind of missed this little bit of module 2, and you missed this little bit of module 3, the correct response to the critter brain is, no problem, I have a month. I'm going to go back, I'm going to finish it, and when level 2 starts on January 9th, I'm going to be right there, ready to go. You either give in to the critter brain, agree, nod, yes, you're right, I didn't, or you override your critter brain, either by doing a thought model, catching the thought, and cleaning up that thought so you make it work for you, right? Or you override the thought by action. And then the critter brain eventually shuts up. He's gonna wake up again later, right? When it's time for you to go to level 3, he's gonna wake up again and come up with a whole bunch of different set of excuses. Critter brain is never going to stop. He's never going to stop from trying really hard to stop you, from trying really hard to prevent you from moving outside your comfort zone, in not just here, right? Think of every area of your life. Think of your relationship. All of us have something in our relationship we know that we could be doing to move our relationship forward, but out of fear, out of insecurity, whatever it is, critter brain, we don't do it. There's something we all know that we could be doing in our professional life to take us forward, but the critter brain keeps us scared and keeps us where we are on every single level. I'm just obviously speaking to here, but you need to pay attention to your critter brain in all the different areas of your life. All right. So having said that, I do want to spend time with whoever is here today. Besma's here, Shireen is here, A is here. I'm going to promote you all to panelists. Let me just do that quickly for those of you who just joined. And I want to hear, because today is our last time together, all of us as level 1. So I want to hear about your wins and I want to hear about your celebrations. Tell me, what were your 3 wins from level 1 and what is your one main focus moving forward, regardless of whether you're joining level 2 or not. Aya, can you please join us as a panelist, please? As you're all joining, let me just give you a quick recap. The group closes on Thursday, so I've extended the deadline to join level 2 until Thursday. It just made more sense, I guess, to close the group and have the deadline at the same time. So you have until Thursday. After today's call, I'm going to share a link with you. It's a YouTube link that has all the replays of our Monday calls together. So please save that link. I'm going to post it on the Facebook group. So you will always have access to the module, to the level 1 modules. You continue to have access to that. You don't lose access to those. And then on top of it, I'm going to share the link that has, it's a YouTube unlisted on YouTube, because this is private. It's not open to everybody, where you can go back and see all the calls that we've had on Monday. Also the face yoga and the yoga, the hormonal yoga that we had, all of those, all the replays will be available for you to be able to look back at whenever you want to. All right. Okay, who wants to go first, ladies? There's Besma, there's Shireen, there's Aya. Unmute yourself, and it would be great if you could also, you know, put the camera on so we can see your beautiful faces and tell me what your 3 wins are and what your goal is moving forward. And those of you watching the replay, I would love it if you could also do that for us when you watch this in the comments section below under the video. Please also share your 3 wins and your 1 goal moving forward. All right, who wants to go first? Shireen, unmute yourself. You're the one who has your camera on, so I'm guessing you want to go first.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
معلش انا بس لسه داخله دلوقتي. انت you want us to tell you the 3 wins اللي هو الحاجات اللي استفدنا بيها من الكورس.
Yeah, what after completing level 1, what would you say are your 3 wins from level 1, and what is the one goal you want to focus on moving forward?
انا اكتر حاجه حاسه ان انا مبسوطه قوي ان انا I can do it. يعني كان عندي الاحساس دايما ان انا I will not be able to stop الجلوتين، استحاله. واستحاله الداري كان ممكن ماشي اوكي، كان عندي شويه كده، بس الجلوتين كان بالنسبه لي استحاله، ازاي هقدر اعمله؟ فلا I can do it. فدي حاجه مبسوطه قوي منها. الحاجه الثانيه ان انا اولا كان عندي constipation جامد جدا قبل كده، دلوقتي الدنيا اتظبطت في موضوع constipation ده. يعني الهضم بتاعي اتحسن قوي قوي قوي، الحمد لله.
الحمد لله.
اي حاجه بتدخل I feel it على طول، خلاص يعني زي ما تقولي الدنيا السيستم ماشي كويس، فاهمه؟ احسن من الاول بكتير. انا كان قبل كده ممكن اقعد مثلا 4 days كان ممكن. فدلوقتي لا، دلوقتي العمليه مشيت كويس قوي. الحاجه الثانيه حاسه ان انا كنت anxious قبل كده اكتر. الحته دي بالنسبه لي هديت. انا usually I do yoga, I practice yoga وكده عشان الموضوع ده. فلا دلوقتي الموضوع ده اتحسن قوي. الحاجه الثانيه كجول، انت عايزانا نقول لك الجول اللي احنا حاطينه لبعد كده؟
What would you say, either a goal or a focus for you, like based on everything that you've learned and everything you've accomplished, and you can sort of say, right, I tick these things off. What's my next thing to focus on moving forward?
My next thing is أنا حاليا حاسة إن أنا في حتة إن أنا عايزة أكمل. إن أنا عارفة حتة الويك إند بتاعت الناس اللي هي بتعمل رجيم وبيجوا يلخبطوا. لا أنا بقى عايزة دلوقتي إن أنا أكمل اللي أنا بعمله.
Right.
يعني حاسة إن أنا لسه في الأول قوي، حاسة إن أنا لسه يا ريت ان انا اكمل في اللي انا ابتديته ده. فانا ده لسه I have this in mind. later on ممكن يكون عندي جول اكبر من كده، بس انا حاليا عندي الفكره بتاعت ان انا اما اخرج هاكل ايه بتاع. انا خلاص طلعت من الكورس ده، خلص، يا رب اكمل لوحدي، مش عارفه ايه كذا. ف this is يعني ده مهم قوي بالنسبه لي دلوقتي.
And this is why, like, I don't know which part of the call you came in on. I was saying that level 1 is literally just scratching the surface. Like you're just starting. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you're just scratching the surface. It's time to move on and to, like, you're just starting to understand how these foods work. We need to then work on all the integration so that you can say, this is just how I am now. This is just my life now. So that it's not, oh my God, here comes the weekend. What am I going to do? It's like, okay, it's the weekend. This is my lifestyle. That's just how I eat. This is my new normal. So to get us from where we're just scratching the surface, just understanding the impact, just integrating it, but we haven't quite reached the level where we're saying it's my lifestyle. So there's,
exactly.
Yeah, we need to, that's exactly what we do. This is where we bridge the gap, and that's what we do in level 2, because you have all the foundational pieces now. It's just about the repetition, right? It's just about the consistency, and it's just about the accountability as you move through that process. And it's about understanding, right? Even if something doesn't quite go the way you want it, it's just about course correcting, right? Pivoting, understanding why it happened, how to move forward from it, what was the mindset that was there, what was the external trigger that was there, because that's really all it is. Like, that's it from now on. It's just being consistent, repetition, having the structure, having the support, and understanding where you're going to course correct.
Exactly.
Amazing. Wonderful. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who would like to go next? Besma or Aya or Selma? unmute yourself and turn on your camera, please. بسمة.
اوكي
Hi.
هاي. طيب انا من ناحيتي انا حسيت في 3 حاجات اتغيروا. اوكي حسيت بجلدي، يعني حاسه ان قبلها كان عندي حبوب كده صغيره وبعدين الحبوب اختفت او قلت وبعدين لخبطت شويه فرجعوا، فحسيت ان ده ممكن يكون فعلا سبب،
Right.
يعني ان فعلا اتغيرت. انا واحده برضو كنت ببقى عندي ضيريه رهيبه من ايام ما انا في الجامعه مع، بس يعني كان قبل الامتحانات قبل كده، فدلوقتي I feel ان لا يعني بطني اتظبطت شويه واكوردنجلي بلوتنج شويه اتظبط، بس
Okay.
لسه في
Right.
يعني انا مشكلتي الرهيبه ان انا ما خسيتش فهي دي الحاجه اللي مأثره. النوم برضو انا عامه بفكر كتير وكده، فكنت ساعات كتير قوي حاطه الموبايل جنبي، لو انا صحيت في نص الليل بفتح الداتا وابص عليه. فحسيت الفتره اللي فاتت لا I could have يعني كنت بنام عادي بالست 7 8 ساعات.
اوكي.
في اي يعني او actually يعني مش بصحى الساعه 1 والساعه 3 والساعه ممكن اكون ببدا اصحى الساعه 6 مثلا.
Oh wow. Okay.
يعني ما سيفير، بس يعني I realized لا ان انا دلوقتي نومي بقى اطول، يعني مش قوي، بس that's for me.
So those are huge. So the sleeping, the bloating, and the skin, right? So those are also the way that your body is communicating with you about its priorities, right? So if you're not sleeping and there's some kind of an issue with your skin, that leads us back to a gut imbalance. If you've got bloating, that's also a gut imbalance. And then there was weight loss. So what's going to happen is, remember we said the body prioritizes healing before it prioritizes weight loss. It's not going to lose weight until it deals with the other issues. So, and if you're somebody who wasn't sleeping before, not sleeping always gets in the way of losing weight. So you can see how your body's so smart. Like it's doing what it needs to do in the order that it needs to do it first. So as long as you keep doing this, right, and as long as you keep fortifying internally the gut imbalances, then the weight loss will follow, but it doesn't work the other way around.
Dana, what's the gut imbalance?
That means your digestive system, right? And you have your liver, you have your stomach, you have your intestines. When they're imbalanced because you've been living and eating a diet full of bread and cheese and processed foods and processed oils and everything that we've talked about, that creates a gut imbalance. So, and your gut literally is what we call your second brain. It communicates with every system in your body. If your gut is imbalanced, then you're going to see imbalances in your hormones. You're going to see imbalances in your sleep. You're going to see skin issues. You're going to see hair issues. You're going to see energy issues. You're going to see the things that are directly related, like constipation and diarrhea. So at the core of your gut is your liver, and that's why we did a liver detox. When the liver is overburdened, it's not going to release weight, because the liver is literally one of your biggest filtration organs, and if it's overburdened, and we know that it's overburdened from the host of symptoms, it's going to prioritize healing first, like it's a life or death situation. So it's going to deal with the gut imbalance, it's going to deal with the insomnia, it's going to deal with the bloating, it's going to deal with the skin, it's going to deal with irregular periods, it's going to deal with thyroid issues, it's going to deal with that first. And it can't deal with every single thing at the same time necessarily, but as it slowly starts to deal with them, then you start to see the weight come off after, because the weight is secondary, because the weight is not threatening, so to speak, your health. We know that, like, you know, at some level weight can impact our health, but the reason you reach a level where weight is impacting your health, there's all the other layers underneath it of what systems in the body have been impacted first before we have to look at weight. So creating balance in your gut and in your liver specifically, this is the first focus, always has to be the first focus. What is then your goal moving forward, your focus moving forward?
يعني ممكن ان انا افضل اكمل على السيستم اللي احنا كنا فيه، ويعني انا my goal actually this year was ان انا عايزه بسمة تبقى مبسوطه whatever هي بتعمل ايه، يعني
Okay.
عشان يعني او actually يعني اني ابقى ممكن نقولها انانيه بقى، يعني ابدا افكر انا الاول قبل الولاد، قبل جوزي، قبل كده. فدي
if you saw my post today on my business page, I actually said that on one of the pages. I said you need to be selfish before you can be selfless, right? We all start off being selfless as women, taking care of our kids, taking care of our husbands, taking care of our parents, taking care of our, like just give, and putting ourselves at the bottom of our list. So this is exactly what you need to do, Basma, is be selfish first, because you can't give from empty. So be selfish so that you can be selfless. I love it. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
حالا يعني مفيش حاجة.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
أنا عارفة إن أنا كنت اللي بتكلم كتير بقى أو بكتب كتير بس يعني
That's all right, right? That's your style, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Aya says she wants to go next. Go ahead.
Hi,
Hi, Aya. How are you?
الحمد لله كويسة. start بالحاجات اللي عملناها بالجولز اللي we achieved يعني.
Yeah, tell me your 3 celebrations, your 3 wins.
اوكي خليني الاول start بالوين. هي ملهاش علاقة بالهيلث قوي، بس هي كانت ان انا I accept myself، يعني مش accept myself عامة، بس accept my body واحبه، وابطل ابقى very harsh on myself الناحية دي. basically self love يعني. I think ان انا I start يعني I started it، أو يعني حاسة إن أنا I'm loving myself. فدي it was a very important achievement. كنت فاكرة إن أنا لازم أخس الأول عشان أحب نفسي وكده، بس بالثوت موديل والحاجات اللي إحنا عملناها اللي هي ليها علاقة بالthinking والحاجات دي كلها هي اللي خلتني أفكر في الموضوع ده وأكتشلي أحب نفسي كده. it's a start. مش هقول ان انا ماشيه قاعده اقول I love myself وكده، بس it's a start. وبيجي doubts اكيد، بس الdoubts دي زي ما كنا بنقول بقيت اترجمها اللي هو I can do this, I will lose weight كده بس I'm beautiful. يعني weight is not any، يعني doesn't have to يعني be the reason why متضايقة من نفسي أو أي حاجة من كده يعني. فدي كانت أهم achievement I think.
Amazing. Yes. I mean, this you said this doesn't really have anything to do with health. This has everything to do with health. This is it. Like if we need to start from a place of self-love and prioritizing the self, like Basma, and that's part of that is how you get yourself to do the things that are going to work for you, right? If you don't prioritize yourself, if there isn't the self-love, loving yourself as you're in process, right? Loving yourself doesn't mean just deciding to stay where you are because I love myself, so I'm just not going to do anything because I love myself. Loving yourself means loving yourself at any phase. Loving yourself when you are doing all the things, and loving yourself when you are in the process of doing the things, and when maybe you decide to take a break from doing all the things. That love and that respect and that desire for taking care of yourself doesn't change. So this is a huge one. Don't minimize or make this less than what it is. This is a huge revelation, a huge breakthrough for you.
Yes, and this one was the main one, I think. And second one would be the health in general. I have PCOS, as I said before. So يعني I'm understanding my body more. I don't want to take pills. فبحاول أفهم بقى what's wrong with my body. يعني when I eat sugar إيه اللي بيحصل، when I eat مش عارفة إيه بيحصل إيه. يعني not برضو 100% ما وصلتش، بس on the road. I'm really glad في الحتة دي. الديتوكس خلاني أحس إن أنا يعني لا، إحنا كلنا مش محتاجين كل الأكل ده. بقى في certain type of food رجعت أكله بيدمر لي يومي، فمالوش لازمة خالص. فكرة إن I'm not dependent على الفود إن هو يبقى source of my happiness or this is my only outlet or كل الكلام ده. فدي برضو حاجة very يعني it's يعني غيرت. مش هقول إن أنا I'm 100% healthy right now. يعني في struggles أكيد، بس I'm on the road, I'm happy. even لما بلخبط يعني I lost weight, even لما بلخبط جسمي ما بقاش يقدر يستحمل the same amount of لخبطها يعني. هو لوحده بيقف اللي هو خلاص this is enough. فكميات اختلفت، الانتيك اختلف، كل حاجة اختلفت. this is حاجة برضو، دي second حاجة اللي هي الهيلث. وثيرد حاجة إن هو joy, how to يعني I'm a peaceful person عامة يعني I'm joyful إلى حد ما، بس it's always يعني has this اللي هو I'm happy وكل الناس عارفة إن أنا I'm happy، بس في حتة كده اللي هو sad بيني وبين نفسي. فدس برضو بالثوت موديل والحاجات اللي احنا اللي هي الجورنالينج والحاجات دي كلها، حاسة إن هو it's okay إن احنا نطلع ونفكر ونعيد تفكيرنا ونعيد programming our يعني definition of joy بالنسبة لي مختلف. ما بقاش في فكرة اللي هو I'm يعني أنا مش عارفة أعمل حاجة ف I have to be happy باللي موجود. لأ، أنا ممكن أغير أي حاجة، ممكن أعمل أي حاجة وأغيرها. ف I'm working on it وخلاص. I think الثلاث حاجات دول هما اللي طلعت بيهم من this program. Thank you Dana for that.
You're so welcome, and thank you so much for sharing these awarenesses with us. It's never about being 100% perfect. We can't be. You can't, because if you're always 100% perfect and you're doing it all perfectly and you are eating perfectly and you are always joyful and everything is amazing and everything is positive, then how do you know what needs to be fixed? How do you know where the improvement needs to be, right? So our life is always going to be, if we look at it really, if we take a hard, honest look at our lives, roughly 50% of the time things are not working and 50% of the time things are amazing. But we need that 50% of the time when things aren't working to push us to get to make things work, right? And then when things are working, it's about tweaking what's working, and it's about appreciating then the times when things weren't working and then we thought we were like at the lowest point in our life. You have to have that balance. It's we talk about this in level 2 when we talk about the feminine and the masculine. It's very masculine, right, to want everything to be like perfect and in place and just functioning the right way, like very robotic, right? And we're women, we're more in flow. We go with our intuition, and things sort of happen in a much more flowy, easy way. So everything that you said, basically you're starting to embody that, whether you're conscious of it or not, right? You're starting to embody that it's not about perfection, it's about the process, it's about the journey, it's about, you're doing the course correcting. So I'm so happy for all of you, and I'm really happy that each one of you has basically had kind of a different takeaway, so that you can all see the potential of, right, so she had this kind of takeaway, and then maybe that's what that kind of gives me an idea of maybe where I should be working moving forward. So thank you so much for that, Aya. So what are you focused on moving forward?
Moving forward, I want to stay يعني focusing على this. I have this problem في حياتي. I'm not constant. I don't have this consistency في أي حاجة في حياتي. يعني I always do. I can do it, بس I do يعني مش هقول بقى relapse زي ما قلنا المرة اللي فاتت, cause it's a very negative word. بس I mean I take step backs, بس لا خلاص I just want to, even if هيبقى في step back ولا أي حاجة, I will يعني I want to continue moving on, moving forward, doing what's best for me صحة everything else for now حاسة ان انا I have to focus شوية on my career because يعني أنا لسه برضو I'm 28 I'm start يعني I think this is the time I have to focus on my career. These are the two main goals I think, and joy of course, like career, joy, and moving forward. That's it.
Amazing. Well, I mean, just looking at you, and I'm sure the ladies here can attest to this. Like, I mean, there's joy right there. Like you can see it. You can see it. You can see that she's radiating joy. So that's amazing, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Anything else you would like to add?
No, I think I just want to thank everyone for group هنا. First, of course, you and everyone. كل اللي بيintegrate عامة في جروب، كل واحد فينا بيطلع يعني talking to each other بيخلي كل واحد فينا نبقى عارفين في حاجة احنا مش واخدين بالنا منها، نفوكس on نشجع بعض. Thank you for this group and thank you every one of you يا جماعة who's here معانا on the panel واللي هيتفرج على الفيديو. I'm really glad إن احنا يعني كنا مع بعض this journey، وإن شاء الله نكمل مع بعض يعني بس.
إن شاء الله. Amazing. Thank you, Aya. Selma, do you think you'll be able to join us, or are you still picking up your son and not able to? Let me know. I can't see. Is she posting anything? Okay, no problem. Selma, like I said, Selma, anybody else watching the replay, please do come in and post your 3 wins, your 3 breakthroughs, your 3 takeaways in the group, along with the one focus that you're going to, your one, you know, where your gut tells you, right? Like the next area that you need to be focused on to get you to your next level. I want to again reiterate my absolute joy and honor in being able to be on this journey with all of you. It is you ladies all make you the reason why I get to do what I do is because of women like you. So my complete heartfelt thanks and gratitude for you joining me and letting me basically take a front seat to your journey. I've loved working with every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you. Whether or not you're moving on to level 2, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. If you are moving on to level 2, then I absolutely can't wait again to be part of the next part of your journey with you and have a front seat view to that. If there's anything that any of you need in the next few days until we close the group, so you have until Thursday, download any comments, any posts, like any photos, any quotes, anything that you want, you can download from the group. You can't download the videos, and that's why I'm going to give you a separate link where you can go back and rewatch them. But make sure you do that so that you can have all of that information that you want. And like I said, you still get access to all of the modules. You can, you know, go back and see them whenever you want. Basma, is that your hand up because you want to say something? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Dana, I have a question. Can we do a call, مثلا, for example, today or tomorrow at night at 8 or 9 so that the other ladies can join a video like us if they couldn't do it today because it's work time?
No, unfortunately, I have already a video scheduled for tonight at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, I have my own calls with my own coach also in the evening. And then Wednesday, I have the level 3 ladies. We do our call from 5 to 7 p.m. And then I have another call with my other coach that starts at 10:30 p.m. So in terms of bandwidth in my head, like I can't fit in any other calls, but that's why the ladies can watch the replay. And that's why if any of you need a short one-on-one time with me during the day, if you have questions about level 2, I've had a couple of calls with some of you. If you have questions about level 2, you need something clarified about level 2, I can set that up with you. It's like a quick 10-15 minute call during the day. We can do that. So once again, thank you so much for all of you. Thank you for taking this leap of faith with me. If you're not going on to level 2, I'm going to miss you, but definitely please stay in touch. And
I meant instead of now, because if the 24 ladies were now in the call, we couldn't have been finished by now. You understand what I mean?
Right. No, we would. I slotted more time for this call, you know, but I know the average of the women, the number of women who show up. So if somebody hasn't been showing up for 10 weeks, chances are very slim that they were going to show up today. In all cases, thank you so much. Please post in the comments below. Please let me know what you're working on. Please let me know if you have any questions, if you need to set up that call with me. And I appreciate you all and I love you all. Bye-bye.